Hello, chat. Hello. I'm having a little bit of a slight issue with my my YouTube studio trying to look at the thing. I am hoping that this is streaming properly. Uh, maybe? I can't tell. I cannot tell. I absolutely cannot tell. Hold on. I think it's working okay. Nah, I'm like reloading YouTube Studio, dude. I gotta check on this. Uh. I want to say we're live, but I could be wrong. There we go. Hold on. Supposedly we are. I just gotta check. I literally cannot see if things are working properly. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Nope, I see it. I see it. Things are working properly. Hello, chat. Hello. Sorry that took a second. I literally was so confused because I wasn't sure if stuff was working. I know, crazy. It's so crazy. Hi, chat. Welcome to the stream. Hey. So, as the title kind of states, yeah, I genuinely have no idea what we're doing tonight. I kind of just did this one a bit more spur of the moment. I kind of thought about not streaming tonight, but you know, I figured, hey, why not? Hi, Jordan. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm reading this through a different thing, so like I don't know if chat's gonna be a little more delayed. Hi, chat. Welcome to the stream. Again, I don't really know much what I'm gonna be doing. But I just thought at the very least, you know, I would sit down, talk with you guys a little bit. You know, just talk to you guys about how I'm doing. I don't think we're gonna be doing DK64 Rando tonight, by the way. I don't think we're gonna be doing that. Although, again, knowing the itch that I get for doing that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, no. How am I doing? That is a lovely question. Thank you for asking. Asking. Sneak. I'm doing lovely. Thank you. Thank you for asking. I've mostly just been chilling. For the most part. I've been trying to get some music stuff for a thing I'm working on done. And it's actually unrelated to the album. I wanted to make that clear. But yeah, I've just been working a little on that stuff. But other than that, no, yeah, I haven't really been doing much else. I have some plans for some stuff I'm trying to maybe do. For some YouTube videos. Normally, you know, in the modern day, I say in the modern day, like it wasn't like 9 months ago that I was consistently uploading. But, yeah, I got all of my recordings from stuff I did on stream, but I want to actually kind of like start doing more local recordings again. Maybe doing some Isaac, just general things of that nature. I don't know. Again, I haven't talked too much about this in depth. Mostly just because, you know, I have plans for stuff I plan to do in the future, here on social media that are completely unrelated to this channel, which, you know, at some point I'll probably talk about it. At some point I'll probably elaborate. It's just I want to give it some time before I make any calls, mention anything, and yeah, I don't know. But, I don't know. I just nowadays, I just try to be a lot more chill, a lot more relaxed. I'm not really, you know, I think in my prime, what a lot of you guys knew about me, I'm not really, I'm not really as all over the place as I used to be. Um, I'm just kind of I'm a fella. I'm just here doing my thing. Um, and I hope some of you guys understand that I am not the same person that I was 4 years ago, especially since through that time I've like gone through high school, things of that nature. Um, yeah, I don't know. And it's good to take some time for yourself. Yeah. Uh, I agree. Again, I have plans for things that I am wanting to do outside of this channel. Um, I just don't really know when I can get the chance to announce it. Um, but I don't know. Have I played Kirby and the Forgotten Land? I have not played it. If not, but I've been interested. There's a randomizer for the game already, so I genuinely wouldn't mind playing that. Hope you're doing okay still. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Again, there's just the best way that I can put things right now is that there's a lot of things. There's news and announcements that I want to make to you guys. Because if I could, I would make them now. But unfortunately, I'm kind of in a position where I'm in a position where I can't comfortably say anything yet. Right? So that's kind of the situation at the moment. I'd love to tell you guys the announcement. I'm going to be very excited for when I can. But at the moment, I can't. Again, for certain reasons, but... Hi, Riley. I'm not even gonna... I'm not... Is it... Okay, it's that face. I'm not gonna acknowledge further, but hello. Hey, Gamer Warrior YouTube. Live. Crazy. Live. Welcome to Tier 1 Jordo Supporto. You know, I will admit, even though I started that in a time where I had no idea what to do once I got memberships as an option, I gotta admit, I feel pretty clever about coming up with that. Have a good time. Can't wait until we can chill together. Yeah, I'm just chilling at the moment. Again, I don't even know what I'm doing for this stream. This could just be like an hour-long stream, just talking to you guys, things of that nature. Again, I've got a lot that I'm thinking about right now. I've got tons of stuff I'm thinking about in the context of this whole thing. You know, YouTube, social media, and such. But again, the big announcement that I really want to make, I can't mention right now. If, you know, if I had an easier situation going on, I could. Hey, Gamer Warrior YouTube live. Live. Wow. Live. Thank you for the $1 Dunno. 99 cents. $1 Dunno. Sorry if I'm not speaking much. I'm doing a recolor fusion. I can show you when it's done if you'd want to see it. Hey, yeah, you know, I got you friended on Discord. You can just DM me it. Have you played Mario Kart Wii? It's freaking good. Dog, that was my childhood. Literally, I grew up on Mario Kart Wii. And I play a good bit of Mario Kart Wii to this day, with a lot of custom tracks, admittedly. Which to some friends who I try to play Mario Kart Wii with, it's a little daunting because they're like, "Oh, you mean to tell me once every fourth track we're not gonna get Maple Treeway?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, No, that's not going to be how I was going to go. Have I played Bowser's Inside Story? I had it as a kid, and I have really fond memories of the parts I did play, but I never finished it. I kind of want to go back, since we're in the modern age of like emulation, things of that nature. I kind of want to go back and I want to finish Inside Story. Because that game is, that game just, even though I didn't play much of it, I had it as a kid on my DS Lite, and it just goes hard. I mean, it goes hard, dude. I don't really know what much more I could say. Yeah, it's good stuff. But I don't know. This reminds me, I have to make you fan art instead of the stream playing. I just won't chat. Honestly, completely fair. You do what you gotta do. I don't really mind that much. Have you played New Super Mario Bros. 2? Yes, I have. It wasn't one of the more fun memory games that I played on the 3DS, but I did enjoy New Super Mario Bros. 2. I actually like that game probably more than the average person does in the Mario fandom. I actually think it's quite nice. I like that it had a little bit of a gimmick to it and wasn't just, hey, slightly nice, higher fidelity looking 2D platformer that's just the same, right? Like, my favorite out of the New Super Mario Bros. Series, though, is admittedly New Super Mario Bros. U, which, I don't know. That game's just got a charm, despite the fact that realistically, it's just about the same. You take away a couple features from New Super Mario Bros. U, it's basically just New Super Mario Bros. Wii with different levels. And New Super Mario Bros. Wii is my least favorite of the whole New Super Mario Bros. Series. That one felt the most bland, which could be a hot take. I might be spitting a hot take, honestly. I miss Alpha Dream, to be honest, the ones who made Mario and Luigi RPGs. Did they come back? I could be wrong, because I know they went into bankruptcy, but I don't know if they came back. They might have, but I'm honestly not too sure. Super Mario Bros. Wii was my childhood. It was amazing. It had a place in my childhood, but for me, in terms of actually being able to enjoy the game growing up, literally the most enjoyment I ever got out of the game was corrupting it. The game is fun to corrupt, but it is not. It's just boring to play for me in the modern day and age. Mario Galaxy, on the other hand, boy, let me tell you, Mario Galaxy will forever and always hit. It will forever and always hit different. Since you played Mario Kart Wii, have you played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch? With a disc? With a disc? What the frick? Switch with a disc? You can't put those two in the same sentence. No, I haven't played 8 Deluxe yet. I did play 8 on Wii U, but I did not play 8 Deluxe. I do want to consider maybe getting around to it. So Mario Galaxy 2, played it on my Wii last night. Oh, dude. I personally like Galaxy 1 a bit better. But it's not by much. Like, my likingness between, like, if you had to, ask me which one is better, Galaxy 1 or 2, I say Galaxy 1, but, like, barely. They're both amazing. They're just both incredible games, and I love them to death. The Galaxy games are honestly just such a blessing, and they're just amazing. My first Nintendo console was the Nintendo DS, then I got the Wii, which used to belong to my aunt. I mean, like, admittedly, the first game that I ever played was actually on an N64. Donkey Kong 64 was actually my first ever game. I think I played it when I was like 3? Which, obviously, at that age, you're not really playing, but I had the controller. And I was doing some things. I think I remember my mother being a supervisor. And I think my sister was there because at the time she was a lot more into actually playing Donkey Kong 64. I'm not going to publicly say I love you in chat. You know what? I'm not against it. I love you too. The first Mario game I ever played was New Super Mario Bros. DS. Honestly, that's a good first game. That is on the DS, New Super Mario Bros. On DS. Good, man. That is good stuff. My brother and his friends would sit me in front of the N64 and teach me how to play games. It was Ocarina of Time and DK64 for me. Yeah, I think, it's actually really funny because I think the only vague memory that my brain actually sort of remembers of me playing DK64 was the lobby of Hideout Helm, which is at the very end of the game, mind you. I think my sister had a save file where she had played up to that point. I had gotten the controller, and, I got the controller passed to me, and they had me try to swing on the vines to get to the other side of the Hideout Helm lobby. And I, as a 3-year-old, I think it was 3 years old, it might have been a little older, I just couldn't. I just straight up couldn't. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. I say it's crazy. No, for a 3-year-old, that's not going to be surprising that you can't do simply swinging on vines, which is a pretty simple process, especially since, you're having to swing on the vines is Chunky, who has the best hit detection for, vine hitboxes. But, listen, that's a whole thing. That's like a whole nother topic of discussion. Sadly, I'm going to have to miss the stream. See ya. Hey, Chihuahua. That is quite all right. You're quite the regular, and I understand. You have a life, and I understand. My vague memory was messing around as Tiny and Frantic Factory. Oh, man. I remember continually entering Candy Shop thinking she would have something new, even if I just talked to her a second ago. Dog, if it worked like that would be like... Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if DK64 pulled that, because listen, for as much as I love the game and like I've been addicted to doing rando runs and just enjoying the game, like the game is a very enjoyable game to play, that game has so many design flaws that honestly I wouldn't be surprised if there was some weird exploit that could make that accidentally happen, where you could just talk to him, walk out for a second, maybe do some slight sequence of something, walk back in, and then, all of a sudden, you can just get a new move. I don't freaking know. Ava got the whole squad laughing. Thank you, Riley. Thank you. Are you part of the squad? Did I make you laugh? I hope I made you laugh. Ava doesn't do Pokemon, so she won't know them. This is very, very true. This is very, very true. Eevee evolutions. Hey, I know of Eevee. I've heard of Eevee. Not any evolutions of Eevee. Eevee. Corrupt Roblox. One day, we'll reach a timeline where people realize you can't just corrupt an online game. You can't really just do that. There's consequences, first of all, that come with that. Second of all, Roblox is a PC game, and they are incredibly complicated. VR Chat is also an online game and a PC game, so there are complications with that. But yeah, my favorite is Sylveon, if that will suffice. Hey, I know Sylveon. There's something where pausing the game like 1,501 times consecutively in a level activates a scrapped hint that boosts you out of the lobby, saying go somewhere else if you're stuck. What? That's a thing? What? Why is that a thing? Was that, like, considered a glitch, or is that supposed to be an Easter egg? Dog. What? That is crazy. I just learned it yesterday. Oh, wow. Holy crap. I never would have figured that was a thing. That's kind of crazy. You about to have me trying to find a way to do that, and just like I'm gonna open up like a good amount of spare time just so that I can try and do that. And it's gonna be so dumb. I'm just gonna do it in the middle of a DK64 rando seed, like when I'm like halfway through the seed, and it dawns on me that I can do that. I think they set the number high to deactivate it. Oh, so their way of deactivating it and making it so that players supposedly couldn't access it was by just capping the number to something that they wouldn't normally, like a normal player wouldn't do. Like a normal player wouldn't consecutively pause and unpause the game 1,501 times. That's kind of nuts. There's a dev cheat left in the game? Dude, this game is so bad. Okay, like, I love DK64, but oh my god, the way that they tried to prevent stuff. Deactivating a hint by just capping the amount of times you have to, like, pause and unpause the game for debug purposes is so funny rather than just removing it. That is hilarious. Oh my god, that is actually so funny. Oh. Hello, Jordan. I discovered you yesterday. That's crazy. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. I don't consider myself to be the most entertaining at the moment, but welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. Welcome, welcome. That is so funny, dude. That just reminds me of how goofy DK64 is as a game. Oh. Grab new Super Mario Bros. 2. Possible. But very tedious. I have actually managed to get some stuff out of that. Yeah, I don't know. If you don't have enough golden bananas for a B-locker, just stand in front of it, change to the Kong that fights the boss for that level. Then there's a D-pad combination to lower the GB count. What? Dog, the only thing I knew about B-locker skips was if you have Lanky and you don't have enough GBs to get into a B-locker, you can use Lanky's neutral, like, melee attack to basically barely hit the hitbox of being in the level, and it just clips you in. I do that sometimes in rando seeds when I'm lost, but it's really good if you start with, like, if you start with, like, Lanky. Any Kong can skip. Lanky is just the easiest. That's crazy. I need you to, like, break down some more of this stuff to me. Because I swear to you, sometimes the routing of DK64 rando seeds are the hardest thing in the world. Believe me, anytime you get a seed that starts with Lanky and Tiny, you're not going to have a good seed. Lanky and Tiny starting seeds are never a good time in rando. They are never, because Lanky barely has any useful moves for optimal GBs, and Tiny is just also a similar situation. The, like, most useful thing she has is her gun. Maybe Ponytail Twirl for, like, one thing in Creepy Castle. She's got, I guess, Mini Monkey, but a lot of the Mini Monkey bananas are more tedious to get. So it's kind of like, I don't know. And you kind of need to get Monkey Port with her if you need to go to Hideout Helm. So it's like, well, we've got to get on a call sometime and just look all this up. This game is so busted. You can go through like half the walls of this game. Oh yeah, no, I know about that. I know about the classic, like, if you inch yourself off of a ledge and then like do some weird like D-pad up thing, you can kind of clip through a wall. Obviously, there's the whole thing of like, you know, going first person right up against the wall underwater. You just clip through the wall. You can clip through walls because of like throwing a bunch of oranges and causing lag. Like, it's just a whole thing. It's like a whole thing. And I don't think, now that I actually like actively play a lot of DK64, I need to like really look this stuff up, and just check this stuff out. Bro, if I want to play a collectathon, I'll just play Super Lucky's Tale. Riley, I don't know if you played Super Lucky's Tale yet, but it's a game that I've considered playing. And I think that whenever you plan to play it, let me know and I will get the game and we will go through the adventure together. Yo, how goes it? It's going well, me, man. Oh no, it's so much more than that. You can skew through your Kong's natural angle because their hitbox is on the front of the walls. What the frick is happening? Dude, what? Yo, DK64 is like the worst game ever. It's got charm, But oh my god, from a design standpoint, that game is objectively terrible. Oh no. What up? Hey SPG. Great to see you. Great to see you. Hello, hello. I got the first one back when it came. The first one? Wait, is there multiple? Hold on, did I miss something? Is there multiple Super Lucky Tail? Wow. Ugh. Oh, God. I came into this, like, getting off my couch, and I just got a soda, and that was about it. That was literally how I got up from this. Yeah, there's a sequel. What? I know that. Where corruption. Okay, so I'm going to address something, and I just want to do this just to clarify some stuff. And I'm probably going to have to state this in the future. Fellas, we're probably not going to be doing corruptions for a pretty good hot minute. I'm just going to say foreseeable future. They're on this hiatus. Not because I'm burnt out on them. I literally just don't want to do any right now. So, hopefully that'll allow some clarification for this chat. I know how live chats work. I'm probably gonna have to say this exact same thing next stream, or I could just not. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking to do much different things. Corruptions are just not. They're not it for me right now. Hope that helped. There's a glitch with the boss battle with the dragon. Dogadon? Bad with names, good with glitches. Yeah, Dogadon. That insta-kills the dragon and incorrectly gives you the key for Fungi Forest? What? 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 How? How does that happen? Actually, how does that happen? How do you instantly kill a boss that's completely unrelated to a level and then get a key for a whole nother level because you insta-kill glitched a boss? What? How does that work? Donkey Kong 64 makes absolutely no sense. What's your opinion on Minecraft? I've grown an addiction to it recently. I think I've seen some stuff about you enjoying Minecraft. I don't know if it was on Twitter. It might have been on Twitter. I think I might have seen some. I recall seeing some tweets from you recently, and that's all my brain's thinking it is. No, yeah. Opinion on Minecraft. I am trying to get into it a decent amount. I'm trying to get a local server started up with Riley and some friends. For Java, but I'm struggling because I'm trying to find a proper way to get an Eterno server up, and you know, it's just I'm trying to find a way to do it. DP jokingly made a Eterno server with a more TNT mod, and he crashed the server within 15 minutes. And honestly, like, with a TNT mod, like a more TNT mod, yeah, you know what? It's about expected. But, no, overall, opinions on Minecraft. I think it's pretty cool. I've grown up quite a bit with the game, and I think it's fairly pog. I'm not, like, terribly into it, but I'm trying to get back into it. It's easing in. I've learned over time that, like, obviously everyone's like, yeah, survival, dog. My method of playing is I build a nice little town for all my peeps, especially if it's on a Minecraft, just like server with buddies. You know, you go into creative mode, you just play around the times you want to. And then when you're feeling very adventurous, give yourself some iron armor, maybe an iron sword, iron pickaxe, and you switch into survival mode and you just go have fun. That's how I play. That's how I play Minecraft. And it goes hard. Who's on your PFP? Just wondering. Great question. That is me. That is me. My OC, but it's like a representation of what I want to be. Yeah. Good piece of clarification. The devs apparently programmed the chunky boss battle first and copy-pasted the code. What? Why would they... So they programmed Dogadon 2 first. What? Why did they... They programmed Dogadon 2 first and then just copy and pasted it as Dogadon 1 for Diddy? Why? You because Dogadon 2 is like, when does Dogadon 2 is during what world? Dogadon 2 boss battle. When does that show up in the game? Because I know that's like late game. I mean, obviously if you're playing as Chunky, it's got to be more late game. It's the 5th boss? Wait, does he show up in... Oh. He shows up in Fungi? What? So getting it at the same time, you get the dude to hit the explosive barrel, breaks the game, and gives you the Fungi Forest key. That's interesting. So does that... I assume, does that happen during Dogadon 1? You know, with Diddy and Aztec? That's crazy. Am I on Twitch? Technically, yes. But I'm not going to say too much about my Twitch yet. Again, all of this involves an announcement that, again, if I could make it, and I could start making moves right now, I would tell you guys. But, you know, I can't at the moment. So, yeah, I don't know. Actually, hold on. I'm going to edit something real quick. Fellas, I gotta tell you what. Okay, nope, I didn't actually have to edit anything. I thought there was something in my description. Fellas, I gotta tell you what. That wasn't supposed to be there. I thought but I was wrong. In my description. Presumably, I don't know. The speedrunners played as DK. Supposed to be there. That's freaking. But I need to watch DK64 like glitch heavy speedruns, because dude, this game is like. I need to watch DK64 is such a goofy game. Because dude, this game is like. I need to watch DK64. Objectively, there's so many issues with DK64. Because dude, this game. I love it. I love it. Objectively, there's so many issues with DK. But. Yeah, I love it. Chad, I also gotta tell you, man. I don't know how many of you guys are actually gonna care about this. Oh, multiple Ava. Oh shoot, Avaception. Sorry, chat. Let me explain to you why you heard that. I didn't hear when I went back to my stream, and I didn't know that it was. I didn't know the audio was on, because after a little bit of absolute silence on my headphones. They auto turn off just to say battery, which is, you know, considered more of a good thing. And because my headphones were off, I couldn't see. So I saw, I saw Sneak saying, "Oh geez, multiple Ava," and I'm just like, oh, it all made sense. But I fixed it. I think, hopefully. I don't know. But yeah, we should be good now. But I don't know. The biggest thing that I want to tell you guys right now, just about where I'm at, state of things. Obviously, I ate the double cherry for real. That is such a base joke. We stand the Mario 3D World jokes out here. Yeah, to give you guys just a current state of things. Of where I'm at right now with things I'm trying to do with this channel, because I feel like, just if I need to give you guys the rundown, realistically, I'm just kind of doing whatever I want at the moment, kind of noodling around. You know, I'm just doing at least something, but big thing is that I'm just not doing corruptions right now. I'm, you know, corruption requests are just kind of like, they're not really. They're not going to do much, chat. I hate to inform you. They're not going to do much. Just because, again, I have a really huge announcement that I want to make. I would love to just tell you guys right now. But I can't. I'm sorry if I sound so cryptic with this. I just hate that I can't tell you it yet. Because I really want to. I've sent you a really good DK64 glitch sample in our DMs, by the way. Whew, I gotta look at this. Okay. What do we got? Glitch showcase. Games done. Oh, it was at GDQ? That's why, dude. You know it's good if it's at GDQ. Holy crap. That's awesome. I love GDQ. GDQ is great. Ava, my ears hurt really bad. Help. Oogly boogly. Ears no longer hurt to Lee. Nah, that was kind of fire, chat. You gotta admit, that was a little fire. That was kind of heat. It had some heat to it. Yeah. Okay. What are we looking at here? I don't want to... Oh, Connor75. I actually recognize this dude because he's been doing some rando runs on his channel. I've been looking around for like YouTubers who do rando runs, and yeah, no, he's been doing some on the occasion. He's been doing some asyncs. Okay, so what happens? Restore playing. Okay, so he's on Wii U Virtual Console. There's a whole thing of going in the tag barrel a bunch. I can't really see the context of it too much, but it didn't help it. Thanks. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Yeah, chat. I also meant to tell you a little funny story. I'm casually just gonna stick a story that involves Riley in here. Riley, I hope you don't mind. Over the time that me and Riley have been together, she's never been the biggest fan of metal music. And me being an absolute metalhead, all I've been thinking to myself is, darn it, I really want to bond with her over, this genre of music. And the thing that kind of sucks is that, well, not sucks. The thing that's been interesting is I've been very casually trying to ease her into just really the wholesome things and the really enjoyable things about the metal scene. And obviously, my favorite band is Slipknot, and I've been trying to ease her into some Slipknot recently. And I out of nowhere, very recently, she just started really vibing with Slipknot. And I'm like, yes, I will represent. Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Dude, they've had some new singles recently. And, like, I love Slipknot. Yeah! Yeah! I still, you typing out those 3 words is still very surreal to me. Because, 7 months ago, you wouldn't have done that. I'm from Iowa, so thanks. Oh, yeah, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. You gotta represent for the, one of the most big bands in the world who are also from your state. Makes sense. I understand. Yen. Dude, Yen is so good. It's so good. I wanted to play Yen as the intro song, but stupid DMCA, I can't. I can't play DMCA because, I can't play Yen because it's freaking DMCA. And Slipknot is really cool. But I really like Buck Tick. They aren't a rock band, but I've never heard of that in my life. Ugh. 3308 covers how to get into the boss store with DK and how the Instago works. I gotta look into that here in a bit. I love Before I Forget. Okay, hot take. Before I Forget is legitimately my least favorite popular Slipknot song. I don't know why. I think it became really overrated for me. I don't think the song's bad. I just think it's so overrated. Rest in peace, Joey. Yeah. May he rest in peace. Amazing drummer, dude. Absolutely amazing drummer, and I hope he's all good. J-Rock is still best stuff still, to be honest. I haven't dived too much into J-Rock. I've heard J-Rock is very good, though. And I think I recall actually hearing a little bit of J-Rock. And, dude, J-Rock's, I remember it going hard. underrated band is Architects. Yo, someone who knows Architects? Let's go. I've listened to a little bit of Architects, but I'm meaning to get around to them. It's a little problematic when my favorite band in the world is like starting to make a bunch of new music, because, Slipknot has had like 2 singles within the past 2 weeks. So it's actually been a little hard to try and properly give some listening time to Architects. But nah, I gotta give it a shot. Sorry, closer to 34:20. Hard to timestamp a 4-hour video, dude. Understandable. Architects blog. Yo, so some of you guys got like based music taste, I gotta say. Slipknot rules. Love their songs, dude. I didn't know we had so many based people in chat. It's crazy. I don't listen to a whole lot of metal. There's a lot of rock I've grown fond of. Yeah, I don't know. My thing, I always had a lot of awkward moments during choir. I feel this conversation blends in well because we're both someone who has indulged in a lot of choral stuff. I don't know. Metal music has always been my bread and butter since I was a kid. But like, what am I hearing in the background of TV? Yeah, probably. Sadly, I'm an EDM lord. EDM's good too. That ain't bad at all. EDM's freaking fire. But I wear, like 99% of the shirts I wear are band t-shirts, mostly metal band t-shirts. And I remember when we were just doing a sort of get to know each other, I think at the beginning of freshman year for choir, I got asked like by my, around the room, we got asked like, what do you like? And like, what genre of music's your favorite? And me, someone who's been very indulgent in choir as like actually singing, I say heavy metal, and they're like, and you're in choir? I'm like, Slipknot had a choir in like their last album, man. It's possible, okay? Choir plus metal actually goes incredibly well. Honestly, me and Ava have been going on like music sprees together, getting me deeper into the metal rabbit hole. Dude, and it's been great because it makes me so giddy that I actually have a genre of music that I can very easily conversate with you about. I won a total of 3 awards for my music stuff for my senior year. Holy crap. Honestly, cracked. I just like, again, senior year was weird for me because getting invited to for the last year of high school to a audition only like male choir group, when I didn't even audition. I did not even audition. They're just straight up like, listen, if you want to take this offer, you can, but I've been eyeing your performance and we really want you to join. And I'm like, no. I didn't even audition. But hey, it was worth it to be able to be in a choir group, a small choir group of just the boys that I've known since the beginning of middle school. Like, that goes hard, dude. That freaking goes hard. I'm in a vocal ensemble student, which is the highest level in my school. Vocal ensemble, yo, we had a vocal ensemble group in my school too. Absolutely amazing singers. They're great. I loved the male choir that I got into that was audition only was referred to as the Move Choir, otherwise abbreviated as Men of Vocal Excellence. I just I still listen, I still didn't even have to audition, and I don't know why. I got the announcement in public to the whole class. Like she announced it to the whole class during a Google Meet. This is when we were still virtual and, when COVID was a lot more rampant. But I don't know. It was weird. Senior year was weird because I auditioned for Showstoppers and got in, but then we had a new choir director for that year and everything was not the same. Low-key wouldn't change it for anything though. Yeah, I was very thankful that for both my middle school choir experience and high school, there was never midway through a shift in director. Obviously there was a shift in director from middle school to high school, but in between those time periods there wasn't. We had a really comedic Really, just down to earth and very joke cracking middle school male choir director. Love that guy to death. Mr. Clark was a real one. I don't think he's doing directing at the school I was at anymore, but he's still directing just at another middle school. But then we had my high school director who was just really down to earth. She obviously had to keep a lot of her professionalism to some degree during regular school stuff. But when we would actually do Move Choir, which was a lot of our rehearsals were after school, because they were after school and no one was really supervising her per se. Dog, she was willing to swear during after school rehearsals, and I'm like, she really this down to earth? Like, this is crazy, dude. Like, it was so fire. I loved it. Surprisingly, same year I got into vocal ensemble, I got into gifted visual arts. Dog, okay, can I just say, like, I met so many friends who were theater kids, mainly through choir, because usually a lot of people who are in choir also are probably theater kids. I wasn't a theater kid, but in middle school I considered doing it, and I kind of regret not diving into theater during high school, right? Because I'm not saying I'm the best actor in the world. I make stupid videos on the internet. That's about the best I got going for me outside of my singing, but like, it's just funny to me, right? It's funny to me because I was willing to like give it a shot. I think I tried to audition for a play in middle school, and as my audition song, I sang "Thinking Out Loud" by Ed Sheeran. This was, I think, in 7th grade, so I had started this YouTube channel by that point, but I wasn't. My voice hadn't dropped yet, but I think I was starting to go through puberty. So voice cracks when trying to sing an Ed Sheeran song. No, dude. Oh no. I'm actually not a theater kid. I got into it because of my art. Speaking of art, I sent the fan art I was working on in the server. I'm going to look at that here in a minute. That is freaking fire, dude. Thank you. Bro, I've got to figure out my audition song for this Thursday. Hey, you could just be like me and do Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran, although that was 7th grade me's decision, so I don't really know. That's up to you. I don't know. Would you want some more analog horror creations? Creators to use your music or do a music score for their series? Just asking. I don't know. I'm very like in the vein of doing a lot of my own solo stuff right now. I'm doing something for a friend's FNF mod. That's the extent of it right now. Right now I'm getting to do some pretty heavy metal guitar stuff, which is pretty cool, especially for the context of an FNF song. You don't really see that often. But it's fun, man. I got a really good composer on our team that we're working with. Shout out to Josie, I love you. Not in that way. That's not in that way, I promise. But speaking of art style that did change the way I draw art nowadays, is going to turn 5 years old in a few hours. Dang, crazy. I have a backup, but there's one my voice is vibing with well, but I'm worried with the song choice will be seen as childish because low-key it's a Disney song. Well, will they really judge your, like, I mean, like, if you can perform it, right? If they're going to pass a bunch of judgment on you and then have that also impact your audition, that's scummy of them, first of all. You know, the ability is more or less you show off a song that shows capabilities in maybe your range and just your singing ability in general. And if you can show a song that presents that to the table, the song itself shouldn't matter, right? Obviously, are you going to do a death metal song for a choir audition? No, you're not going to do that because that doesn't really show the abilities that a choir is looking for. But I digress. Like, you get the point. Also, Moon Waltzer said it best. I think in the context, especially of like if you're trying to audition for a choir piece, Disney songs slap. I'm saying this as someone who absolutely did not grow up as a Disney kid. I grew up as a Nickelodeon kid, like through and through. There's not many good like audition songs you could probably do from like a Nickelodeon standpoint though. You could do the SpongeBob intro, who lives on a pineapple under the sea. But you gotta do some like weird raspy stuff for that. No, never mind. I scratch that. Also, they need me more than I need them. Yeah, so you might be like pretty easy to get. I don't think they're gonna like need it too much. New choir director from them last year recommended me to this choir because they really need first sopranos. Yeah, I mean, if they're that desperate for it, I really don't think they're not gonna be too hard on you on song choice as long as you just do something that even roughly shows your capability. I don't know if the move choir that I got put into was desperate, but you got to think it does radiate desperate energy that an audition only choir. Like, I was just a liked student amongst my director. Like, she was a big fan of me. We would crack jokes every now and then. You know, we were pretty buddy-buddy. And she was just like, hey, I think you sound pretty good. You know, we would love to have you in the choir sometimes. And I told her this, I think it was sophomore year. I told her like, yeah, but I'm like audition shy. And she's like, okay, well, you know, whenever you work on that, you know, we'll talk. And then she asked me about it senior year, not long before she signed me on. And I basically just, I told her the same thing and she was like, oh, don't worry about it. You'll figure out here soon. I should have took that as the sign that she's basically going to be like, oh, your problem's not, you don't want to be in it. Your problem's like, you want to be in it, but you hate auditioning. Cool. Let's just skip that auditioning part. You know, the whole thing that's supposed to distinct the move choir from a normal choir, you know, the fact that you actually have to audition. I just skipped that. So I don't know. It's interesting. As a kid who grew up on Disney and Nickelodeon, I agree with that statement. Yeah, Nickelodeon just does not have, like... If you're trying to audition for, like, a choir or something theater play related, Nickelodeon does not have that many good songs to do that with. Disney has so many. And I will give that credit where credit's due. Even if I didn't grow up as a Disney kid in the slightest. I don't know. It's interesting. Just don't even try singing a black metal song. I wouldn't try that for the world. I don't even really listen to black metal. It's just a little too, not extreme, but it's just a little weird for me. You know, like black metal is a little less coherent. Even deathcore is a bit more coherent because you've actually got rhythms you can recognize. While black metal is a lot of tremolo picking and sorry, that's just like roughly what it sounds like. My audition for vocal ensemble was to follow the choreography that they were doing. That was it. It ain't that bad as long as you are good at following that stuff. Yeah, down-to-earth music teachers are awesome. My orchestra teacher is a huge nerd and loves to... Dude, yeah, I will straight up say, if you have a down-to-earth music teacher, they are some of the best teachers on the planet, man. Like... My high school choir director, she was an absolute gem, and I love her to death. She also had some of the coolest hair I've ever seen out of a teacher ever, right? She had very unique looking hair, and it looked fire, dude. She rocked it. And she hasn't changed her style even to this day. She still works at that school. I say that like I've been out of that school for ages. No, I've been graduated for a year. But she still works there, and she still rocks the hairstyle. I literally used my experience with just dance to follow choreo, and it went perfectly. I wasn't even expecting that. I mean, hey, you take what you can get. Honestly, you take what you can get. Mario appears as a guest character in NBA Street and SSX on tour. What the frick? Mario in an NBA game? I don't know why that's so baffling to me. I sound shocked. I know. It's kind of funny to me. I don't know. It's just a little goofy. My music teacher dyed his hair. He's bald. Wait. Is there an ironic joke to this? Mario NBA collab moment. That's what I'm saying. He also has actively encouraged me to pick up the music ventures I wanted, even if they were an orchestra. Honestly, that's freaking great. Because I will tell you this. I took concert band from 6th to 8th grade. Basically all of middle school, I did concert band, had the same director. And they were an example of a director that I wasn't the biggest fan of, because the moment I realized they had some things earlier that I don't feel are worth mentioning here. They're not relevant to the story, but she was one of those teachers that had sort of like that lunch patrol. Like, she'd be one of those teachers. She was on duty that day for walking around, just making sure no one was causing absolute havoc in the lunchroom. And I was talking with my friend who I think was either in the choir or in theater, but I think they were in theater. And I was telling him how, this was towards the end of 8th grade. I was telling him, I'm just not going to be doing concert band next year. And she overheard me, I told her, I told my friend that I wasn't going to be doing concert band in high school. And my concert band teacher looked at me. She overheard it, looked at me and said, "What? You're not doing concert band next year?" And she sounded insulted. She sounded like she had just been shot in the chest with the most horrible news. Like the biggest betrayal. And meanwhile, our choir director in high school basically said, "Listen, I know some of you probably are going to want to do different things. I'm just glad you got to have the experience, and I hope you had fun with the choir stuff you've been doing here, even if it's not what you want to do in the future." That's what you need. Not like what my middle school band director did, where she genuinely had passive judgment for the fact that I wasn't going to pursue something that I clearly made it clear to myself I wasn't enjoying by the end of middle school. Right? Dude, I'd literally cry if I heard that. Dude, it was both the most awkward thing in the world, but I even had this anxious feeling just due to how she was as a person that she was going to react like that, and she did. She did. I remember very quietly talking to my friends afterwards that I'm just like, how can you be a music director? And I even told her, because I still pursued choir. I kept pursuing choir. I just didn't pursue band because I realized I have a lot more fun with the choir environment and doing more vocally with my voice than on a trombone. And she just took such offense to that, even though I was still doing something in the music scene. It just wasn't band. Band just wasn't my thing. Band just wasn't my thing. That was the bottom line. And that's all I feel like I should have had to tell her. And yet she was still just so offended. How can you can't call yourself a supportive music teacher at that point. You really just can't. That's terrible, man. Have you seen F3 2022? Not the FNF event, the K's and Emmanuel thing. So I have seen F3 for Friday Night Funkin'. I think a little bit of it. I haven't seen all of it, but I've not seen F3 for K's stuff. I actually have to look at it because I saw F3 of 2021. Dude, F3 is always just such a good event. K's is F3s. F3s for FNF are kind of just they're fine, but I don't really care too much for them. I don't know, man. But it's just so interesting to me. It's crazy. It's crazy. That I feel like that story with just, my middle school band director compared to both of my choir directors, they just, you can have bad music teachers. They do exist, right? Whether they're pushy or whether they're gonna genuinely act insulted when you don't want to pursue becoming this big musician, right? There's something that hurts down to the core about that kind of judgment. For my vocal ensemble class, we're doing a Halloween concert, and I'm doing a Bakugo cosplay. Planning to start in mid-August. As Pog, though. As Pog. We never did anything Halloween related for our choir events. They were always the very standard usually 3 different sets of concerts. You had your fall concerts, you had your winter ones, and then you had your spring ones. Sometimes you wouldn't be able to fit in your fall ones, so it would actually end up just being winter and spring. They made sure that you always fit in at least 2. But sometimes there wouldn't be enough time for fall because maybe there'd be a piece that really just trips us up and we just can't, like, we're really struggling. Usually if you try to get a fall concert in, due to the time that school starts, it's just such a tight schedule. We had a fall, Christmas, talent show, and spring concert. Yeah, I don't know. I guess down here where I am, they're a bit more just like, they like to play it with just 2 to 3 a year. And honestly, it's pretty chill. They do 2 to 3 a year, but to account for the fact that they probably don't do like 4 or 5, we do a lot more pieces for one concert. Meaning there's a lot more you have to memorize. So, despite the fact that we don't do as many concerts, we do way more songs. And I'm not against it. That's Louisiana schools for you. Yeah, I don't know. Tennessee schools, I guess, just it's Tennessee's choir events. It's more of a less concerts, more songs type of deal. And I'm not against it. There was a really tough Hindi song that we had to learn back in sophomore year. But once I learned my freaking bass part on it, dude, because I was a bass. Oh my gosh. Once I learned it, it was stuck in my head. Look up Jai Ho, dude. It's from like a Bollywood film. Oh, dude, it's so good. It's so good. Will you watch the Walton Files 4 when it comes out? Walton Files was never really my thing, but like maybe? I don't know. Walton Files is pretty cool. I think it's okay. More of a Smiling Tapes person. Smiling Tapes, Harmony and Horror, more of that sort of thing. I love Baddington's stuff. Everything Harmony and Horror is just really good. Yeah, big fan of that stuff. Yo, I sorted Jai-Ho into our music library. I work back there, so my high school has it. Yeah, dude, we freaking did Jai-Ho during sophomore year. It's difficult. It's really tough because of the rhythm structure plus the language barrier. But, oh my God, once you get it down and once the whole choir gets it, I could not tell you. My choir director made it very clear that Jai-Ho was going to be difficult. But she was like, once we learned it and we started really just going off during the last few rehearsals before the concert, she was popping off, man. She was so happy. She's like, this song is really difficult and you guys managed to learn it within this time frame. It's crazy. Dude, it's so good. If you're looking for digital horror, you should check out Ches Kids Archive. I have never heard of that. I will look into that. Thank you. Yeah, man, that's good stuff. Mario Kart Wii is just luck Mario Party. Not really. Mario Kart Wii isn't fully RNG based. There's actually a lot less RNG in Mario Kart than you actually would expect. There's even a whole thing of there can't be 2 people holding a shock at once. There can't be a lightning shock in an item box until after the 30-second mark. So there's actual like non-RNG things. I think that's actually more details based on Mario Kart Wii, but there's some other things as well. Not too much of a flex, but I can sing Senbon Zakura with full Japanese pronunciation. Dude, I could absolutely never. You know, I'm used to singing your stereotypical Latin, Hindi, you know, really old, like, you know, English pieces. It's like that kind of deal. In Mario Kart 8, like 3 people can have a star at once. Dude, Mario Kart 8, I like how in everyone thinks Mario Kart Wii is the chaotic one, yet in the same breath, they actually have limitations in Mario Kart Wii to how many things can be held at once. And most of the time, only one person can hold like an overpowered item at once, such as a lightning bolt or a bullet bill. But in Mario Kart 8, they don't care. like you said, 3 people can have a star at once. And honestly, it baffles me that some people still say that Mario Kart Wii is the more chaotic one. Logistically, it's not. Like, it's just not. What's the best Rainbow Road in your opinion? I like 7 a good bit. I like Mario Kart 7's a good bit, even if I'm not the biggest fan of Mario Kart 7. But I think Wii will just always hold a special place in my heart. It just kind of does. I think I've sent you a pic of my Showstopper uniform before. The whole experience was fun, but my character heels were so wrecked now. I think I actually do remember you sending me that now that I think about it. Wii is also my favorite. Yeah, it's just like it's got some gimmicks to it, but it doesn't do so much to the point where like it encounters too much of an issue. Maple Tree would come into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. If that happens, I'm losing my mind. I'm already pretty happy they added Mushroom Gorge. The only thing I don't like about the wave, the past 2 Mushroom Gorge that they added to 8 was that they didn't space out the mushrooms that well. So you actually find yourself in a lot of situations where it's a little wonky trying to trick off of mushrooms. It's just a weird situation. Coconut Mall is the most overrated track in my opinion. Yeah, I could see that. The overrated aspect of it never really hit me too much. I still love it to death. The original iteration of that they had of it in 8, when they added it in Pass 1, was terrible though. Looked like a beta track. It looked like a track in beta. They didn't have the moving cars. But then they completely went back and like that track got such bad reception in Pass 1 that it was specifically one of the only tracks that they actually went back and revamped when Pass 2 came out. They added Shy Guys doing freaking donuts, and honestly, it's freaking crazy. I love the OG Wii music. It goes hard. Yeah, no, it goes hard. I actually like the Coconut Mall remix they used for 8 as well. It's not too much different, but I think I probably have a bigger soft spot just for the Wii one. It's just got a bit more character to me. The 8 one just feels a bit more baked in, meant to sound like it's got to sound like it's like Mario Kart 8. There's a giant hole in the center of one of those heels from a piece of gravel on my very last gig. They gave out when I didn't need them anymore. Holy Jesus. That is awful. Golly. Wi-Fi Rating Room, Mario Kart Wii. Such a good song. It's such a good song. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. It's the most simple song known to mankind, but it's so good. It's so relaxing. It shows like you don't need a complicated song for it to be good. You don't need none of that. Do you watch Terminal Montage? Occasionally, but I don't watch them 24/7. But like if a video from Terminal Montage shows up in my recommended, I will watch it. I will 150% watch it. I've been online racing for ages on Mario Kart 8. I've just hit 6,200 on my rank. Dude, Choir Kid, I don't know if you know, but in the modding scene, Mario Kart 8 is officially starting to pick up the speed with custom tracks. And if we get a CTGP at some point for Mario Kart 8, oh my god. Oh my god. The only downside to Mario Kart 8 custom tracks at the moment is performance is such a huge issue with Mario Kart 8 custom tracks. It is a huge issue. But the custom tracks themselves so far are looking beautiful. You have some people making ports of retro tracks. You have some people making whole new tracks. Like, it's just the whole thing. I don't know. The only issue is, I think once we get around the quirks of optimization and maybe learning how texture and lighting work, because lighting is obviously way different in 8 than in Wii, I would love to be able to get a proper. There's been mini CTGP, like, custom track packs for 8, but, like, once we get a real CTGP for 8, it's going to be nuts. I really hoping that happens one day. So Coca-Cola has a new limited time flavor called Dream Flavor. Dream Flavor. No. No, that's okay. That's not related. My brain really thought that was somehow related to Dream, which is probably stupid of me to think. Starlight was so good. I heard a lot of really good things about Starlight. You all prefer Pepsi or Coca-Cola? Coca-Cola. Pepsi is just way too sweet and carbonated tasting for me. I prefer Dr. Pepper. Nah, man. Dr. Pepper tastes like cough syrup. Dr. Pepper has aged so poorly for me. It tastes like cough syrup. It's like a medicine. It's like a soda medicine. Pepsi and Coca-Cola are both good to me. Yeah, I can. Okay, Diet Pepsi I actually like a good bit. If I can't get Diet Coke at a restaurant, they usually will have Diet Pepsi, and I will not bat an eye. I will not bat an eye. Diet Pepsi is pretty good. Regular Pepsi is just a little too much for me, though. I have a weird enjoyment for Diet Coke. I have a very bad addiction to it. I'm just going to throw that out there. I have a terrible addiction to it. And I've been trying to take a lot of time, and this is also just played into a lot of the time I've had away. I've been trying to take a lot of time to allow myself to get into a routine, better myself health-wise, everything of the sort. And I've had off and on days. This has definitely reminded me that I definitely have an addiction to Diet Coke because I've had withdrawals. Yes, I did have one for this stream, but I'm trying to get into the swing of drinking a lot more sweet tea instead. Just because, it's not water, but if I can mix that in with water, it's a little better. But I don't know. I wanna try and work on it, Do you prefer Chick-fil-A or Popeyes? So that's actually, I have a lot more of a long history with Chick-fil-A. I actually really, really enjoy Chick-fil-A. You can say what you want. I know from a moral standpoint, Chick-fil-A has been in so much hot water for company things. It's like a separate the art from the artist type of thing. Chick-fil-A, if you take out the issue of corporate stuff, they're amazing. They're amazing. Now, Popeyes, though, I've had Popeyes one time, and I really enjoyed it. And they are 5 minutes down the road. There's about to be a Popeyes from where I live. Like probably even less than 5 minutes down the road. So I'm about to sink my teeth into way more Popeyes. And I will indulge in way more Popeyes. I got into the habit of brushing my teeth twice a day. I know it's bare minimum, but I'm proud of myself. Honestly, dude, let me tell you what. I've come from a past of, and I'll just straight up say it. I will just straight up say it. It's a little embarrassing to say, but because I'm finally getting better with it, I feel a little better. And, you can say what you want, but depression's rough, man. Depressive episodes are rough. And over the past couple of years, I've been very in and out with it. And it eventually started to affect hygiene with taking showers and such. And up until more recently, I've finally gotten to consistent taking daily showers. Which I know what you're thinking. Ew, you weren't taking daily showers? Yeah, depression's rough, man. It's real rough. But only recently, I'm finally taking consistent showers again. I've been doing it for 2 weeks, and honestly, it is the most rewarding thing. And I know to some of the average person, you're probably going to be like, that's just a normal thing. Why should that feel satisfying? Dog, because I felt terrible about myself not doing that for ages. And I always knew why. I had a reason. But now that I'm getting better, it's just, man, I don't know. Congrats. Good habits are really hard to form when depression's really rough. Good for you. Thank you, chat. I really appreciate the kind words. It's rough, man. It's really rough. Things aren't perfect still. Again, soda addiction is still a thing for me. I'm trying to work on it, but we're getting there. I'm trying to also get back into the swing of exercising consistently because I used to do that, but when my depression got rough, I stopped. yeah, I'm just really trying to work on bettering myself, getting myself into more routines. I actually want to say that the album that I'm working on does literally have a song centered around that stuff. So, it's a very positive song. So, I don't know, it's gonna be really good. Um, but thank you all, so much for the kind words. I actually really really appreciate that. Um, at this point, it's more of a spoons thing. My autism, ADHD, dude. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. My sister came over and she saw this whole thing of how like we haven't ever gotten diagnosed, but not that we feel it's really important to get diagnosed, but both of us show so many signs of like autism and ADHD that we're just like, should we get diagnosed? Should we? But I'm not like, listen, for me, I don't feel too like, for me, all that stuff's gonna tell me is if there's medication that can help me, sure, I'll gladly take it. But realistically, it's not, if I get diagnosed with it, it's not gonna make me feel like I have to switch into a whole new personality. For me, that would just be clarification if I ever did get a diagnosis, right? So a growing trans lad. Hey, me and you both. Me and you both. I get how it is, man. I get how it is. We're in this together. I have ADHD and stopped taking meds about a year ago. There's a lot of things about the medication I took that made me feel like crap. Yeah, I've heard, for some people it just works. Some people with ADHD and like autism, they just do better with medication. Some, it's an absolute detriment. I wouldn't know. I've never been on mental health medication. I've always tried to just keep things as natural as I can. And it's worked pretty well for me. Again, I'm not perfect. I still get pretty sad nowadays, fellas. I just, to keep it real with you. But if I'm at a point now where I can actually really take care of myself and understand where I'm at, I think we're starting to really get somewhere, and I'm proud of where I'm getting at. I'm starting to feel the diagnosis pull. I've been happy. I've been out, but I've been happy without it. It's just hard to figure out how to get my parents to understand that mine doesn't work neurotypically. That's all. Yeah, I mean, that's also a very difficult situation as well. It's, you have such an understanding of yourself, but parents, they a lot of parents think they kind of know and they have it figured out with how their child works. But realistically, especially when you get into your teenage years, you kind of develop into a whole new person. Literally, you really do develop into a whole new person, and you kind of have to take that time on your own to form into that whole new person, right? Without a parent telling you how you're supposed to be outside of don't do anything illegal. And, you kind of figure out around that age that, like, you may not work the same way that your parents think you work, because you've just grown and learned things about yourself. Dude, I butt heads with my parents over my ADHD and how I work. Yeah, some parents just don't understand it, man. Because they think from a young age they've just had their child figured out, not realizing that when you get into like teenage years, you change a lot. You change a lot, mostly in regards to hormones, obviously, but a lot of also just understanding how you work. Because let's be real, pre-puberty, we're probably all just wandering and being the most goofy child in the world, just wandering, not really thinking about ourselves and understanding how we work. And then you get to your teenage years, puberty hits you, you're all lost and dazed and confused, trying to figure out who you are as a person. And then you have to look inwards, which you never had to do as a kid. So it's just kind of like, it's crazy. One big reason I stopped was they would make me essentially lose my appetite. That's a big thing I've heard. Yeah, that's a big thing I've heard. I hated how dumb I was when I was 15, now that I'm 17. Yeah, I don't know. My upbringing's always just been weird, because especially from preteen, the age of being a preteen to now, I mean, I'm 19 now. I started this channel when I was 11. I started this channel when I was 11. So you guys have actually, like, if you were to watch my videos from then to now, I've grown a lot. I have changed. I am a completely different person from when I started this whole channel. It is crazy. But I don't know. You know, a lot of ADHD meds, aka stimulants, mess up your appetite for a while. Yeah, I don't know. It's rough. I hated how terrible I was at ages 9 to 13. Specifically just because I had those ages, bad things happen. But now that I'm 15, it just made me grow more. Yeah, you just learn. You know, you learn from how you were as a child. And, you know, like if you did bad things as a child, you become more self-aware of it and you can hopefully try and correct that stuff. But even if you didn't do bad things, like I didn't really do anything bad as a child. I just tried to vibe for the most part. But I became so much more like self-aware of myself as a person once I became a teen. There were also just a lot of things that happened during my teenage years that kind of sped up and amplified that process. So my experience was quite amplified, maybe compared to some of your guys's, but I don't know. Some of you guys may have had a much more amplified, like, having to understand yourself compared to me. I wouldn't know. I don't know how you guys work. I don't know your life story. I'm just here. The biggest reason I had early access to the internet, and let's just say I interacted with the wrong people. Luckily, I got away with all of them. I'm a better person now. Yeah, that's one of the big common things I've seen a lot of like kids at a young age who don't know any better. You know, they just learn. Because once you get to around teenage years, you kind of just... You hear about a lot more stuff. You're a lot more self-aware of what's right, what's wrong, roughly. Unless your parents really just didn't teach you that at a young age. That you realize, like, why did I do that as a kid? And you just don't, you stop doing it as a teenager. You start correcting that stuff. For you medicated ADHD peeps out there, I have appetite problems. Talk to your respective doctors for non-STEM. You know, it's funny how this stream just turned into like a mental health discussion. I'm honestly not against it, chat. Thank you for being so supportive, by the way, about the hygiene thing earlier, chat. I know that seems like weird to mention, but I just thought I was going to get a lot of judgment. It's like, oh, you weren't very hygienic for a little bit. Because again, I had my reasons, but I appreciate you guys being so supportive. I really hope you know that means the world. You ever play an instrument? Yeah, when I was in concert band in middle school, I played trombone from 6th to 8th grade. If you want to count the musical voice as an instrument, I've played so much of my musical instrument of my voice. Roblox can apparently be corrupted for some reason with RTC. Yeah, but you'll get banned for doing it because it's an online game. I have ADHD, but it's not very severe. I used to take meds, but I stopped not too long ago because I didn't like it. I just stopped. Yeah, again, I've had suspicions of having ADHD or autism, and maybe one day I'll get diagnosed, but like only if I feel like something needs to be done, right? Only if I need answers and something to lead in going forward, right? Like if I feel like I'm going to need some medication for it. But I don't feel like I need that. I feel like right now, at least, I can pretty naturally handle things, even if I do happen to have those things. Yeah, it's just crazy. I made some pride pins for myself, and I want to make the trans flag, considering I am trans. I also have a more specific flag, which is the boy flex flag. Well, you know what? Hey, I support you. Go for it, man. I absolutely love when like little flags are made for that stuff. Pride pens are amazing. They're so like for every single freaking flag. They're so pretty. They're so good. They're so good. They're so good. I have this weird patch of hair on my leg. I know this may seem weird. I have like fairly hairy legs, but there's like this one random patch on the like side of my calf that just doesn't have hardly any hair. which I think might be due to the fact that maybe that side of my calf lays against a lot of stuff, so there's not a lot of blood flow that can go to there to actually grow hair. It's just weird. I think it's on the other side too. It's on the other side. The side of my calves just can't do anything. I don't know why. Ava, this is kind of out of nowhere, but a friend of mine isn't in a good place right now. And having your stream on in the background has tremendously helped me type out the words of encouragement to them. Honestly, that means the world, dude. Like, literally. Tell your friend, if you could, tell your friend I absolutely said things will get better. Mental health is just a struggle, man. Life's tough. I still have things I'm trying to fix, and it ain't easy, but just don't give up hope. Push through it. There are infinite amount of resources out there from friends, family, maybe even taking some time to yourself to try and understand who you are as a person. Because understanding yourself is actually one of the biggest things that's helped me in the past year and a half. Ever since midway through senior year was when I started finally healing a little bit. And it just, it helps a lot to just try and do that stuff. So, I wish your friend all the best. And I really hope, I'm glad that I could be of some assistance. Again, I'm just here rambling. I love talking about mental health. It's a huge passion of mine, given everything I've been through, but it's great. Apologize if I talk a bit too much. You're one of my comfort YouTubers along with a bunch more, but I find myself happy talking to you. Hey, honestly, I appreciate that. Genuinely, and I could tell that especially doesn't come from like a parasocial standpoint, comfort streamers are just a thing and everything of the sort. And I get it. Really at the end of the day, my goal is really just to entertain. And the good news is with the big announcement that I do plan to make in the future when I can, I want to let you guys know that things are going to shift quite a bit in terms of what I do on the internet. And all I'm going to say is that I might not be doing much on here after the announcement, like on this channel. But I have a lot planned on the streaming front of things. So if you're interested in a lot of streaming, you might get a lot out of the announcement that I'm eventually going to make. Followed you on Twitter because you seem based. She is based. You made a good call, SPG. When the knife goes in. Sorry, I'm going to get DMCA'd for singing that. That's a Slipknot song. Nowadays with YouTube, you on my tone, you get DMCA'd. Already subbed to your Twitch fam, I'm ready. Yeah. I'll just kind of plain say it. There's not that many people here, and I think I'm pretty comfortable saying it. So, honest to God plans that I wanted to tell you guys. There's 18 people here. It's not a big crowd, so I'm actually pretty all right with just straight up saying it. Sometime in the future, I'm going to be eventually moving exclusively over to Twitch. A big thing that I think is going to be worth noting is that biggest difference is I'm not going to promote my Twitch on here. A lot of people who move exclusively over to Twitch, they announce their Twitch and anyone from their audience can check them out. But my plan is I'm actually going to be starting on a clean slate, right? Technically, I've got some of you guys from this channel over on that Twitch, around I think 40 people, 60 people maybe. It might be around 60 people. But my plan is I'm going to be really just starting anew and starting a new journey on social media. I'm actually looking to get into the Vtuber scene. Honestly, that's been a scene that I've been really interested in. And I want to make this clear that this is probably not going to happen for a really good while, but I want to tell you just that that's a future plan that I have. Should probably go get Twitch. I'd like to see what you do there. Yeah, maybe when there's a bit of a smaller stream, that's has less people focused around corruptions. Because if anyone from this channel is going to be centered around, finding my Twitch, I want it to be the people who actually care about more than just corruptions. I also just don't want a really young audience. I'm okay if it's like all my teenage audience, dude. My teenage homies. I respect you guys. You guys are usually really great. My goal is just to have a different identity from this, something different. Because when I started doing this channel, especially with corruptions, I actually I was a much different person. It's something I mentioned earlier in the stream, but I am a much different person than I was when I started this channel. And I think I have a new path I want to go down. And on top of that, there's going to be this new satisfying feeling of trying to grow something on social media again. Because that journey was really fun, especially leading into that stuff. I've been considering streaming for a while now. It's the streaming front of things. There's a reason I've been doing so much streaming out of anything within the past 9 months, more than anything, just because streaming is fun for the most part, right? The only hindrance, and I thought about this a bit before I streamed tonight, the only hindrance I have at the moment with streaming here is that I have a pretty divided audience. There's a good amount of chat that right now I know you guys would be great for the environment of when I try to move over to Twitch and do some VTubing. But I know for some of you, it's, if you were to try and join in on it, it would be you trying to, find something in me that I'm no longer a part of, right? I'm no longer, there's a reason I'm trying to move away even for the time that I'm doing here on, I would ruin your Twitch career. What the frick do you mean by that? What do you mean? When do you plan to reveal your plans? Honestly, just when time's right. Reality is things right now are still pretty good part-time YouTube-wise for me, even while I'm pretty idle. So I'm just waiting until the time's right when I don't have to be as reliant on that. But what does this mean for the future of the channel? Honestly, it just means eventually it's going to come to an end. But it's not going to be the end of me on social media, right? Eventually, some of you guys are going to find me through different means. It's going to be interesting knowing if you guys will find me through VTubing. But I think really just the whole reason I want to do this is because I've learned that so much of the audience that I have now, I used to care a lot about like, oh, people don't, not as many people care about when I do something non-corruption related. That's no longer my issue. My issue now is more or less on an interaction level, the demographic and the interests of this audience don't align with something that I can just have a all-around community interaction with, right? And I think that comes with time, right? If I started blowing up with corruptions later on, maybe when I was 16, 17, I probably would still be going strong with it. But I started when I was 11, blew up when I was 14. So it's tough because I've changed a lot since then. My interests have changed a lot. She can make you a model. I'm not the best and I'm unable to take real money. Honestly, man, like it's totally fine. And I understand completely. Again, I don't want you guys to freak out because this is not going to be happening for a really good while. Like I'm still going to be here for a really good while, but I want to tell you guys ahead of time those plans. I figured I'd at least tell some of you guys because there's not that many people here. Guess you could say you're a child star. That's really what it felt like. I had people, because of the really huge surge I had midway through high school and just being on the internet, I was being found. My channel was being found by people in my school, and it felt very child star energy, right? Now that I am 19, out of high school, I have a more clear vision of what I want to actually do now that I'm someone who can actually process ideas, you know? My ideas that I had for what I wanted to do with this channel started before I was even a teenager. So I didn't, you know, you couldn't really even call a preteen's vision a real vision. Will this channel be deleted? No, it won't. This channel will always be it'll be archived. I'm never gonna delete it. It'll be here, and I'll check in. I might even making a video occasionally, just popping in and saying hi, keeping you guys updated. So you guys may get the occasional update. Might not want to save this VOD since you did just say all that. Yeah, I'll make sure to delete it. Or you might have to remind me, but I don't really care if it's up for like 2 hours. I don't care about that. But yeah, no, this channel will still be up. I don't know. You know, as much as I'd like to be like, I'd love for you guys to come join the journey. It's just weird because I'm really trying to get as much of a fresh community as I can. There's some friends in chat. There's some of you more chill guys like here, like Moonwalter, Choir Kid. You obviously know. You know how it is. I know some of you guys will be very chill on the VTuber environment. It's just I know a majority of my audience, even if they were like, yeah, I'll join, even if it's not my cup of tea, at that point, it's going to be basically transferring what we currently have and the issues I have currently just over to a different platform. And that's just not what I'm looking for. So, I don't know. And I'm not going to care too much about if my VTubing journey blows up. I don't really care if I have like 5 viewers all the time. I just want to have a fresh start, you know? I'm a person who can now cognitively make decisions on what I want properly. And so I'm going to take that into account. I found VTubing really cool, though really tedious starting out. It's kind of cool seeing all types of avatars. Yeah, obviously, hardest part is getting a model in. But I have all the time in the world to research that stuff while I'm still doing stuff on here. So, what do you plan for your VTuber to be? So actually, my VTuber avatar, I've had a vision of it for a while. But the PFP that I have, it kind of does it justice, but there's some characteristics to it. I plan on going for a cat girl aesthetic, and I think that's going to be really nice. The cat girl aesthetic for a VTuber model would be really good. I'm okay with doing like a live 2D model, maybe one day upgrading to a 3D model. But if I can get like a live 2D, shoot, I ain't complaining. I do want to make the reference. Yeah, Riley's been wanting to make the reference for when I eventually, like, unless Riley can eventually do the model one day, which she's looked into a little bit and she's been a little daunted by. But, you know, obviously, no pressure, hun. You, like, absolutely don't have to actually make the real model if you don't want to. But she's been thinking about making some reference art for my character. And when I eventually try and get it commissioned to a live 2D artist, you know, that there's actual reference photos to go off of for my character. You know, it's great. Have you played Mario Kart Tour? I have, but I haven't played it in a while. I actually played it a lot more when it came out. But I know it's gotten a bit more expansive. I actually think I should give it another shot. Because I think Mario Kart Tour used to be very hated on. I think it's like, it had a similar effect to Pokemon Go, where it used to get really hated on when it dropped. And now people are just kind of like, yeah, it's chill. It's chill. I do like the ombre hair. That has got to stay. I think it'd be actually really cool if that could be a nice variation. Like maybe the main part of the model is like the main outfit of the model is like just straight brown hair. But then there's a variation that you can have of it with the ombre. I think that'd be really cool. I think that'd be really cool for a like a partial outfit switch. I don't know. It's a potential idea. I think it's safe to save and lyric or parental figures. I mean, I never really looked at. Well, then again, I've made the joke of like Mama Ava on the Discord server. I do also want to say, by the way, any of you who are part of the Discord server, I do want to make it known that if there's anything that's gonna dwindle down on this channel first before anything else, it's gonna be the Discord server, just because that place has just become kind of awful. Me as a very avid wannabe mama, yes. If you have a favorite Mario Party, then feel free to say which one. I'm just curious. I actually don't know. Mario Party 6 actually does pretty good for me. I really want to get around to playing the more recent Mario Party. Was it Mario Party Superstars? The one that is basically just remasters of old boards, but it does the Mario Party formula in the same style as well. I left the server, Lamau. Please don't be mad. I am not mad at all. Because whether you just left on your own accord because you just didn't use it often, that's fine. But honestly, that's based and completely fine. Yeah, no, 100%. I think looking at the chat in that server as well is another potential reason where I'm just like, I need a new community for the most part. Some of you guys are absolutely amazing. And I think this group of people we got going on right now, obviously it ain't going to be all the same group next stream, but you guys are like the type of people that I would be chill with having on. Most of you guys are the type of people I'd be chill with having on just like the journey. At PFP in the Discord is still the Astolfo from when you had the chat. I remember that. That's so funny. That's so funny. That is so good. That's crazy. It's so cursed. Just throw me a link if you ever decide to recreate one. Once the YouTube era, or the Vtuber era started. Yeah, I've tossed around some very good ideas as well. There is probably going to be a YouTube channel that's going to exist alongside for like highlights. You know how typical like VTubers and the live streamers do, where they have a YouTube channel to go along with their stuff. And plans is that I actually want to have it managed fully. I might chime in every now and then, but I want to have it managed fully by Riley. So I can handle all my streaming stuff, maybe sending over stuff to her for editing or whatnot. But she's been very giddy about the idea of being able to potentially manage the channel for the VTuber stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It's great. I just took it a moment to reflect on all I want to do for you, even Jesus Christ. I think I'm really putting my everything into this. Yeah, like don't stress yourself out too much. 100%. Take your time. I just I don't know. Nothing I would worry about too much. You can only do your best, and I support you. Yeah. How am I gonna do my own streams? See, this is the thing. We'll work this out. It's all good. He's all good. But yeah. Have I ever played any of the WarioWare games? Actually, I have not. WarioWare games just never really seemed that interesting to me. I'm not sure. Yeah, no. It's my first live stream. Hi. Hello, Steve606. Is there a TV on in the background? You bet! You bet there is! Oh, baby, it's got an ad for... It's got an ad for toilets on. Let's go! I would only recommend WarioWare Smooth Moves on the Wii. I've heard that one's good. I've also heard the one on the Switch, though, isn't that bad either. Yeah, I've heard the WarioWare Switch game isn't that bad as well. But, yeah. Oh, it hit 6 years of art and animation. I must say I've improved a lot. Dude, power to you. I've had my Wii for almost 12 years. I could probably say the same, honestly. We probably had ours around... We got ours very shortly after the launch of the Wii. So, you know, I can mostly relate to that. My hair is very soft right now. One thing that comes with getting back into consistent showers as well is my hair is just, like, actually soft again. Doesn't feel like you slick back your hair a bunch, man. It's great. Especially as someone who has medium-length hair. I mean, like, shoot. Making content for myself has been harder in the last year because I have my brother as a roommate, and he's very stubborn about being allowed to open his mouth during my recordings. Oh, dude, that sucks. Yeah. For like 11 years, I still need to mod it. I need to mod mine, too. I fixed my N64. Yo! Pog. Dude, get yourself an EverDrive DK64 rando seeds. I'm telling you. You need to do it. You need to do it. Earliest saves on our Wii are from 2008, however long that is. That is, 14 years? Is that 14 years? Holy crap. You haven't modded a Wii? That's surprising. I haven't, mostly just because I mainly play on Dolphin. But I have a Wii, and I think we eventually plan to, like, when I move in with Riley, I think we plan to, like, transfer over, I think, her Wii, because Riley has a modded Wii. But if we have a separate Wii, for some reason, if we need two Wiis, I'm going to mod that one. And I really want to get CTGP for Mario Kart Wii, because, oh my god, CTGP is so cool. Get Wiimfi going. Oh, man, it's going to be so good. Oh. Oh, it's going to be so good. I think I tried to mod my Wii when I was really young, but we had no idea what we were doing with, like, Letter Bomb and such. We have two Wiis in my house, yeah. It's so easy to mod a Wii, trust me. Oh, no, believe me. I probably don't even have to look up the process of how to mod one. It's that easy. I watched one video, like, a year back, and I remember the full process. Because it's barely anything. If you, like, were thinking about modding your Switch, watched a tutorial, and then didn't think about it until a year later, Switch modding is complicated enough that you actually have to probably watch a tutorial again. But Wii modding is, like, the simplest console in the world to mod. I need to mod my Wii, but my tiny brain cannot remember how. Dude, just look up one video, and it is so simple. It's so freaking simple, man. Sadly, they shut down the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection on the older consoles. Yes, but if you have a modded Wii, you can get the Wiimfi, which is basically just having servers back. You just enter a DNS to install Homebrew. Oh yeah, I forgot you could just enter a DNS now. That's like a more like recent years method. I just knew about like Letter Bomb and everything. I was very familiar with doing Letter Bomb and all that stuff. Even Reconnect 24. Yeah, Reconnect as well. Do-do-do. Sorry, I'm doing my doot-de-doos. It's a Whitechapel song. You wouldn't get it. What? Mario Galaxy 2 sexiest glitch ever. What is this? Oh god, you guys are probably hearing this. Oh my god, that's so loud. Nah, I'm just gonna look at that later. I'm gonna need that DNS address. Camera rolls ready. Man, I want to do DK64 rando so bad. Yeah. I mean, if you saw any of, like, a good amount of the run, The last run we did, which I think was last stream, it's great, man. It's pretty much just a routing game. There's a lot of customization at the moment. Like, they're planning, they added the no logic feature from like Zelda, like Ocarina of Time rando. Like, it's kind of crazy. When you move to the Twitch era, I guarantee you'll have an easier time feeling more free with your content. Yeah, mostly just because, like, at this point, I've stopped caring about how many people I have in stream. I used to care about that a lot. Like, if it was like a year and a half ago and I saw 13 people, okay, 14 now, were watching, I'd freak out. I'd be like, no, I've fallen off. But to me, the thing that matters now is that the community that I have is just a little scuffed in a lot of regards, and it doesn't line up with my current day and how I am. And I have interests that I want to do now that are kind of different from this, right? Obviously, there's technically stuff that I want to do with YouTube in regards to highlights and everything, and just, you know, an actual channel dedicated to the VTubing. But in terms of the main streaming, man, that's just all going on Twitch. And, you know, again, maybe if Riley wants to, we can get her on to do some management with the stuff, and it'll be great. I don't know. But again, that comes down if she wants to, but I know she also wants to do streaming. So it purely just depends, man. It really does depend. Any of my art I make for people is usable as an icon, preferably with credit. Fully optional, though. Hey, if I ever do use something for that, I will credit you full blown. I'm very big on making sure that if I use people's art for like PFPs, like usually that come from fan arts, I always, one of the first questions I ask is like, do you have any socials I can link? Because it's like, I can't pay you, unfortunately at the moment, but I can give you credits. So that stuff's very big to me. Pretty much all of my extended family lives in Tennessee. Wow, I totally didn't know that already. I just need to get my hands on a ROM somewhere. Choir Kid, I'm not saying I'm gonna send you a I'm not saying sometime soon I'm totally not gonna send you a DK64 ROM, but I'm not saying I won't. Yeah. You know what? Frick it. Hold up. It's over, dude. It's freaking over. Here we go. Oh, files are too powerful. I'll make a Google Drive for it. Remember Mario vs. Luigi? They ported that stuff to PC and it's freaking amazing. Oh, are you talking about the sort of like the battle royale thing? I think I've seen something about it in the from Coney, a guy who like mainly does Smash, but he showcased some other stuff as well. It was like a weird like battle royale system of the multiplayer of DS. Oh my god. Is it the one I'm thinking of? Because I think I know what you're talking about, SPG. If it's what I'm thinking of, like, that's pretty big. Kind of stemmed about that a bit when you said it, Chris. Made my day. Let me know if you ever do use my art. Of course. I just feel it's like the best thing to do, especially since, again, I can't really pay you guys. I've had a variety of different artists do my art over the ages. I probably am going to end up changing my YouTube PFP here pretty soon. Probably have it be from Riley. Because I just love Riley's art style to death. Yes, I'm giving credits to Riley. It's the thing where you battle each other and get stars. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I 100% know what you're talking about, and it looks sick. It looks really cool. You ever tried the AI generated stories things or something? Oh, AI Dungeon? Yeah, I used to experiment a lot with AI Dungeon, and then because I've known about it since back before it was even a proper website, and it was just a Google collab. It's terrible now. No, AI Dungeon is awful now. Like, it's actually terrible. Avis PFP on Discord has been my art for a while. That's so true. It's so good. I can hit you with a link in DMs. Dude, gladly. I might need to, like, start trying to play that tomorrow. Because I'm probably just going to be taking a shower and maybe going to bed after this stream. But, like, Yeah, no. If you send me a link, I will probably hop on it tomorrow. Your banner has been Ava Quag for the longest time now. Yeah, it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I guess I could say that about Quinn's PFP as well. Um, yeah, never mind. I don't know. Ava Quag, you just can't go wrong with Ava Quag. Like, dude, it's just so good. You don't even need an SD port to your PC to add things like Revolution. You just need USB. Dude. I've wanted to do Revolution stuff so much. And I know Dolphin Lightly has started to add Revolution stuff, but it's like not everything works. There's servers online and there's people actively playing. It's cool. Oh man, true. We love her. We stan her. So true. So true. Yeah. Is that the link? Let's go. Thank you, SPG. I will gladly be probably indulging in that game tomorrow. Oh, that is so cool. I've been curious about where it came from for the longest time, and so I'm glad that there's someone who actually knew what it was in this chat. Because I thought it was just like a small little project, but then I also figured, like, if there's a lot of people actively playing on the servers, there's no way it's a small thing, you know? Remember when you downloaded Donkey Kong Country Returns for Dolphin? I kind of tried downloading it once, and all I found was a virus. Ooh, you didn't go to the right spot. Now, obviously, am I going to link you to ROM sites? No, because that's illegal. I can't provide that for you. Can't link you to that. You know? Can't do that. Can't do that, but I'm very sorry you went to a wrong place. You gotta look out for where you're going. Mario Kart 7 was amazing. Here's the thing. I used to say Mario Kart 7 was one of my least favorite, and it kind of still is like less on the list. But there is some banger tracks in 7. I love Rainbow Road in 7 and how it took more of an approach of like, you ride across that big like moon-like looking planet. I think 7 was also the one to have like that sort of like spiral rainbow thing that you run through. 7 had some banger tracks. I think it was just in all, it wasn't the most consistent fun thing to do. I haven't played a Mario Kart game since DS. I mean, Mario Kart DS is just insane. Like, Mario Kart DS is great. What games do you plan to play on your VTuber channel? Honestly, I want to do, obviously, especially while I'm small, there's a lot of time to just experiment. And even then, because of the way streaming works, here's the big thing about YouTube being my primary thing that's kind of sucks. YouTube, it unfortunately kind of works in such a way where you kind of just do what you do videos on what you want and what you're interested in. And once you get sick, you would think once you get sick of it, you could just move on to the next thing. Problem is, YouTube will shaft you so bad on that because of the nature of how YouTube videos work, right? Streaming is a bit different because streaming, you can get popular for streaming a certain game. But I think all in all, most people just care about the personality of the person behind the screen and not necessarily what it is they're streaming. I don't doubt that I could get big for doing something, for streaming a certain game, and then the moment that I play that and then stop streaming that and do something else, viewer count might drop, but the personality is still there. Personality and the community that you gather from streaming is a lot different from gathering from YouTube videos because YouTube videos, your community will end up being tied to what you blew up for. Streaming, it's going to be tied to the fact that you had a boost in, being seen on Twitch and you just, people like you for your personality. Sure, they'll tune in a bit more for, you'll have a higher view count for whatever they found you from, but YouTube be like, oh, you don't have those bright, colorful colors in your thumbnails, off to the shadow realm with you. And that's just kind of the thing is that, like, obviously I plan to have a YouTube channel that's associated with the VTuber channel, but especially when that's not going to be the primary thing, it's not too much of a focus. Obviously, we're going to focus on trying to make the VTuber YouTube channel videos good, but we're not going to stress. It's so easy to stress over that stuff right now because YouTube's all I do. I don't do Twitch alongside of this. I do streaming, but it's not in 100% the format I want. You know, I'm working with a community. Again, a lot of you guys right now, pretty chill. So I'm not calling any of you out. But most of this community, as much as I love you guys, it's divided. This community is really divided because of the nature of YouTube basically splitting up my community into, you blew up during corruption, so you have your corruption side of the community. I really, really blew up in the FNF scene for a minute, so I attracted a lot of FNF fans. The problem is that there's so many different communities butting heads, but in the same breath, on Twitch, that wouldn't happen. I'm not saying Twitch is a saint. I'm going to go over to Twitch knowing that there's probably going to be some issues with Twitch. Because the reality is you can't escape that. But in terms of the one issue I have, which is a community aspect of things, Twitch handles things so much better because your only goal and your way of forming a community is that even if you get seen for playing different games on Twitch, your community just kind of conjoins. While on YouTube, you blow up for playing a certain thing, your community is going to start being split if you blow up for a couple different viral things. YouTube to me as an animator, you don't have a trendy aesthetic style off to the Shadow Realm with no views. Yeah, and for me, I've stopped caring about views, but for me, I've been longing for a really long time to just try and really make sure I can interact with you guys while I'm chillaxed. But I've also realized that there's so many just issues with trying to interact with this community. And I think there's just so many differing factors that if I tried to introduce the VTuber meta on this channel, it just wouldn't fly. It wouldn't be able to work in the way that I want it to. And I think also being able to try Twitch is just a really not bad, like, alternative, you know? So, you know, it's interesting. But thank you guys for, like, actually being supportive of this. I'm not going to be very, very public with this outside of this stream. I may mention it in another future small stream, but, like, for the most part, you know, it's just, Mario Galaxy is my favorite game and everything, but I can only do so much before wanting to branch out. It's just how it be. Yeah. I mean, again, like, for as much as I know you for, like, again, when we first met, obviously I found you from a lot of your Mario Galaxy stuff. But even then, I get that feeling of just wanting to branch out, man. Like, I completely get it. And I just feel like with streaming on Twitch, you know, I don't care if I'm not big for the longest time. I just want that freedom of wanting to be able to branch out and not have this divided community. And also that satisfying feeling of regrowing something again. Because, you know, I'm proud of hitting 104K. And I guess my brain's just kind of like, hey, you've grown big on a social media platform. Do it again. I don't know. I'd recommend TikTok, but TikTok isn't very accepting. It's actually kind of interesting because TikTok... I went under an undercover experimental account and tried to do something where I went under the alias of Sussy Imposter 691. Yeah, I'm not joking about that. And my goal was I wanted to see what would happen if I posted a direct re-upload, not stating that it was me who made the original video, but I directly posted a re-upload of the clip of one of my perfectly normal FNF videos, and I was like, oh, when Lemon Demon is this and this, like a TikTok type caption. And my first ever TikTok got almost 3,000 views. TikTok is really interesting, and you can really manipulate the format. For sure. Like, you definitely can. So for me, I might have a VTuber account to go alongside of, you know, my VTuber alias. I'm not. If Riley plans to run and manage the YouTube channel, I'm gonna manage the TikTok channel because I'm not gonna make her manage every social media account for it ever. That's just not gonna happen. Variety streamers can thrive more on Twitch. They really can. If you try to be a variety streamer here on YouTube, dog, it just doesn't work because YouTube is built on such the mindset of you get viral for one thing, and if you don't keep nagging at it forever, you're going to fall off. You're going to fall off. And you could obviously you could do the thing of trying to go viral for a different thing. But then you have a divided audience. Again, my community's in like 3 different parts right now. It's like a weird pie piece. Well, unless you're Speed. Yeah, Speed's... Listen. Speed's a weird situation. Speed actually started on Twitch, though, so that's worth mentioning. Speed started on Twitch. What about Markiplier or other variety YouTubers? Well, Markiplier started in an era where doing variety was accepted. I think if you started doing YouTube in an era where variety worked and you blew up during that era, if you're still doing variety to this day, it will still work because you have a dedicated audience that adapted to variety. And I think a lot of outsiders who join the channel will also realize that as well. But in the modern day, even when I started doing YouTube, you know, it was sort of okay to do variety on YouTube when I started, you know, early 2015, but it was I mean, I started the year before demonetization was a thing. So I didn't get much time before YouTube started becoming very nitpicky, right? I think you kind of got some mad views when you were doing the Smash Mod stuff too. Not the Smash Mod specifically, but when I was doing Smash Google Translate, yeah, it did pretty well. I don't know. It's like, it's just one of those things. Smash Ultimate Google Translate was actually one of my more favorite things that I got big for too. But again, it plays into the same thing of my audience is split into so many different parts just because of the nature of how YouTube is, right? Again, it's either, and I don't, listen, I say all this, but if any of you want to start a YouTube channel, don't let what I say discourage you, okay? Like, don't let what I say discourage you. Follow that dream. Because I have had so many great experiences doing what I do on this channel. It's a matter of the fact that I started doing this when I was so young and didn't have my ideas and plans for what I wanted to do fleshed out, right? I'm 19 and have new plans. Because I'm an adult with almost, you know, with a pretty well-developed brain, I can process ideas more. Like in the long term, my idea of wanting to be a VTuber is probably going to stick way more than when I was 11 and decided I was going to make stupid Gary's Mod videos and corruption videos, right? Like, it's just going to stick way more because I'm more developed. But like, yeah, like for as much as I'm always proud of the fact that, you know, I have several different things that have blown up on this channel, the big problem is that several things have blown up on this channel, right? My community is in like 5 different parts, you know, and there's an aspect of, oh, well, you know, I bet it's hard to appeal to him. And dog, to me, that doesn't even matter. To me, it doesn't even matter about trying to appeal and get those views, get that bag. For me, what matters is that when I try and have these streams of just talking to you guys and interacting with you guys and having fun doing a streaming environment, which is what I'm wanting to do, there's a lot of streams where you just kind of can't, because there's either, you know, you have people every 2 seconds asking about corruptions, or, you know, maybe the younger audience that I adapted just happens. And something that you know happens as well is that if you kind of grow from the ground on Twitch doesn't have a lot of like 7-year-olds, right? You got your incels and everything and like all that stuff, you know, you got your quirky people. But when I started adapting a lot of really young people to this channel, mainly during the FNF era, that's when I noticed things were starting to become a problem, right? It's just, on Twitch, you don't see that really. You'll find some weird people on Twitch. You'll find some weird chatters on Twitch. But you can approach those weird chatters and address that to them. It's hard for me to address a 7-year-old that constantly wants a new corruption video, Because I'm like, well, they don't know any better, right? You know, they're a young kid that just wants to see one of their favorite content creators make more of the content they like. You know, but if I go into this, one of my in-depth explanations about how I really want to branch out, they're going to be like, but no, no. I don't know. It's an interesting situation. Again, I say all this. Moral of the story, this isn't going to happen for a while. You know, I'm still going to be here for a really good while. But what if you did a certain genre of videos similar to what you're going to do with your VTuber channel, but like what you do now, and then when you move to Twitch, your subscribers will follow? That's the problem, though, is that it would basically have to outweigh every part of my audience that I've gotten now, right? Like, surely I could do that, but it would have to take a lot of work that, in my opinion, I also just want that satisfying feeling of just growing something from the ground up again, right? That's a big thing for me. I'd love to hang around these streams more often, but most of the time they happen at 3 in the morning because time zones bully me. Yeah, aren't you like... Yeah, you're from like Ireland, I'm pretty sure, so like time zones are probably a bit different. I could be wrong. If I am completely wrong there, I'm so sorry. Will you watch your classic videos like Answers Yay made in 2015? Nah, I cringe at those way too much. Which is a good thing in my book. If I cringe at them, it just means I've grown since then. But no, I won't. For your VTuber model, you could do pins with all your pride flags. Yeah, man. I'd get my trans and like bisexual pride pins. Probably have it as like an accessory. It'd be really cool, man. I don't know. No, you're completely correct. Don't worry. You're wiser than you think. Yeah, I think you had just mentioned to me at one point. I also just sort of recognized the accent slightly, even though your accent's pretty light. But yeah, no. Moon Waltzer, you know where it's at. You know where it's at. I probably won't have it on the main model, but I might have it as a accessory you can put on. And I think that could actually be like super sick. You know. It's gonna be super cool, man. I'm just like so excited. I'm out here giving ideas. I love it. No, totally, dude. I'm up for any ideas you guys got. You know, main reference I'm giving you guys that I'm just kind of going for a very cat girl aesthetic. You know, I got like the pink hoodie you see in the PFPs and such. It's very e-girl-esque, but very lighthearted e-girl-esque. I don't know. It's a whole thing. I wouldn't mind doing like pride hair clips because I love drawing hair clips. Well, there you go. Call me Alistair or Lucifer. It's a matter of remembering that. I'll try my best. I'll try my best to remember. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy that I've actually managed to stream 2 hours. Probably the longest stream I've done since I've started getting back into being mostly consistent. Mostly because like like an hour 40 like DK64 rando run, yeah, that does wear you out after a good bit, honestly. But I'm a talkative person, so talking doesn't really wear me out directly. So I could just do like a 4-hour just chatting stream. Yeah, I'm gonna kill that just chatting. Hey, just chatting is quite popular in the VTuber meta. So like, you might see me in the just chatting section quite a bit. I don't know. It's the whole thing. I started as a variety channel. It didn't work out well, so I removed a lot of the videos, then just started making Geometry Dash videos. I had to make a second channel to do my art stuff. Yeah, it just sucks because it feels like if you want to have your own identity, you have to make like this whole new channel. And again, this is not me saying that there's anything wrong directly with trying to do stuff with YouTube, but YouTube is no longer variety friendly. There's a reason you don't see variety vlog channels anymore, because vlog channels are very variety based. That's why you don't see them anymore outside of the ones that are already actively very big, because variety just isn't supported on YouTube anymore. The meta on YouTube now is you blow up for one big thing, you try and ride that, you milk it dry as much as you can, and then once it runs out, you grind and try and find a new thing. Like, it's just crazy. No music or anything. We just out here talking. I'll tell you what though, with my chatting stuff in the future, I do plan to actually add some music because like I'm sure for some of you guys it's a little awkward just hearing only me talking. Maybe the occasional TV I have on, but like, I don't know. Dude. I gotta check my phone for some stuff. Oh god, I had a voice crack trying to do the freaking nut shack thing. Oh, gotten so many messages on the cord. Anyways, chat. We're like 2 hours into this. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you guys. I'm around that time where I just want to make sure I get my shower in, probably get me some dinner. I'm gonna have spicy ramen, I think, tonight, chat. I'm gonna have some spicy ramen. It's gonna be real good. But I usually see people with lo-fi music in their lives, but with some Slipknot, it'd be cool. Yeah, it's just DMCA is so problematic, but I think on Twitch you can be a little more lenient. It just will mute that part in the VOD, but there might be something else to it that I can't do. But if I can get away with playing a little bit of Slipknot just with that part of the VOD muted, you're going to have a lot of heavy metal music coming to you in the VTuber meta. For me. Ooh. It's going to be good, but... yeah, chat, I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'm going to make me some dinner, have some spicy ramen. My dad might actually make it. I don't know. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tonight, by the way. Thank you for being so supportive and just calm about this whole thing. Probably going to end up deleting this VOD as a result, just to not give that information away too much. But thank you guys so much for all the support. Nice day, rest well. Will do, man. I will get some well-deserved rest. Wake up very strong. Can't wait to try rando. Yeah, it'll be great. I'll make sure before I get started on like dinner stuff. I'll set up that Google Drive and then send it to you once I get dinner done. But yeah, thank you guys so much again, and I will see you all hopefully very, very soon. Bye bye, guys. Whoa.